to roll in the afternoon. They have done the last couple of days. Whether they will or not today remains to be seen. We have moved the timetable a little bit earlier to try and avoid those storms, because there was absolutely impossible to drive any kind of a car during the rainstorm yesterday, which interrupted our pre-qualifying session, which ended up only being about 15 minutes long, because the rest of the session was, well, running up until the point that Climax Racing sent a Mercedes out on circuit, and then race control said, no, it's a bit silly to do that. Let's red flag it, and the time went down to 0. Fingers crossed for a nice dry race, where at the moment we have the silvers at the head of the field. Qualifying 1 with the silver pairings, silver drivers obviously taking qualifying 1 and 2, with the Pro-Am pairings or Silver Am pairings or Am pairings, Am drivers in the cars. And so you always expect to see the silvers rise to the top, and that is why we have Frankie Kung Fu Cheng on the pole position, as he was in race 1 in Sepang last time out, and alongside him Daniel Frost, who has spent most of his racing career over in America in Indy Lights and looked to go into IndyCar, but then was called back to Singapore to fulfill his military national service duties, and so makes his return to motorsport thanks to GT World Challenge Asia in GT3 machinery. He's previously only really done single-seaters. We have onboard cameras across our grid, including local Anderson Tanotto from the Tanotto family, very famous foundation, charity, and huge business family in Indonesia. He has alongside him Thierry Vermeulen, who is making waves in GT3 racing as a bit of a protege of Max Verstappen, who was also out in a GT3 car yesterday over at the Nürburgring, and will be on the phone, no doubt, to Thierry today to help him along. And if you are watching, Max, welcome along to GT World Challenge Asia. Let's have a look at the set, a representative lap time, and the Mercedes that is the second car in that Alabama Motorsport garage, only a couple of positions ahead, with Setawan Santosho, another our Indonesian drivers, in 31st position. As you would expect, our amateur entries at the tail of the field. There are 4 of them. We've got 4 silver cars as well. Shandong and Rio in the Uno Racing Audi. They qualified in 23rd position. Look out for the very pink-looking machine that Rio starts. Shandong, the slightly faster of the 2 silvers, and he will take the second half of the race. But the other silvers at the sharp end, Frankie Cheng Kung Fu, Daniel Frost, and David Chen Weian, 1st, 2nd, and 4th, because Anthony Liu there in the 37 split the field. A very, very strong bronze driver that has taken the championship victory, has 6 wins to his name. We've had 72 GT World Challenge races. 73 drivers have taken victories overall in the series since it began in 2017. And the most winningest, if that's a word, driver, Anthony Liu, has 6 wins to his name. He is the most successful driver. Shares the car this year with Dorian Boccolacci. Looks to be for the full season as well. Dorian and Alessio Picarello, who is back in the field, one of our most experienced drivers, taking victory last weekend at the Nürburgring as teammates. So second formation lap, always in race 1, to get the amateur drivers' eye in, to make them feel comfortable and warm them up. But it is included in the race time. That's why the clock has begun, and it started as the cars went over that line for the second time. So effectively like a safety car lap as our second lap, but we do go 2x2 formation for the start of this race. Only about 20 cars will be on the start finishing line when we go green, and race direction happy to release the cars, and Frankie Cheng in the number 45 Audi. Takes a commanding lead into turn one, and a great start from Anthony Liu, who slides down the inside of Daniel Frost's Mercedes. Hasn't quite managed to make that stick into turn one. Now turn two, not quite.